It's about a client that I had who came to me because they had been working with a web developer before. They'd forked out lots of money to have their website moved over from Ecommerce into WordPress. And then that person dipped and just disappeared, as they do. And the website just was not built properly and caused her heaps and heaps and heaps of stress and lots of problems and money. Basically, when I went in and had a look, there was all of these plugins that were clearly incompatible with each other. And so one thing would cause another thing to break, and then it just kind of cascaded. And then in terms of their products and stuff like that, they'd done a lot of work on SEO and doing ads and stuff like that, but none of the links were pointing in the right direction from the old site. So all these ads were breaking all the time, nothing was working. You would just get error, no page found on heaps of Google links, nothing was, the whole thing just wasn't moved over correctly. And I think the person who did it realized that it didn't know how to fix it, and then just left instead of being accountable for what they'd done. Literally just be random things popping up, random problems, I mean. So it would go fine for a week, and then the next week, all of a sudden, no one would be able to pay for their stuff because something would crop up. And a lot of the problems we couldn't even troubleshoot because we didn't know how it was built. So when she hired me, she literally just hired me to continuously fix problems. Multiple times a week, really, I was fixing stuff like that would just randomly crop up, or ads would stop working, and the ads people had no idea how to fix it or what was wrong, and so I'd have to scrounge through the website and try and figure out what to do. When the ads would stop working, because ads were the only way that she was getting any traffic, as soon as the ads stopped working, it would just stop, her revenue would just stop for a week at a time. And so that was super stressful for them. And so it was really, really stressful. And I know that I'd had quite a few conversations where she was worried about having to just shut down the business. It was a massive build up, I think. So I'd had very fortunately, me and the guy who does the IT for her and everything like that, we have a really good relationship. And so, which is just built up from me doing all of this maintenance. We didn't actually know each other beforehand. We even have a little GIF Facebook chat where we just send each other GIFs and stuff. It's so weird. But we're continuously having these conversations with her where we're we should overhaul this, try and fix that. And then I can't remember exactly what happened, but I know that she went for at least 2 weeks of almost no sales, which for someone that makes 10K a week, that's a lot of money. And it's not a massive business. It was her managing it herself. So it was the income that she was solely relying on as well. And that's kind of where I called her up. I had a freeway chat with her and the IT guy, and we'd had chats about the marketing team before and how, it was getting to this point where they would be oh, all of this stuff's broken. And then I would figure out that it's because Google had changed some stuff, but they should have known that. And they should have been able to tell me certain things in advance rather than waiting until all of a sudden she's got no income, which she relies on. And so we'd had those conversations, but we got on a freeway call and I just said, look, we need to just completely redo it. It doesn't need to change in design because she was really happy with how it looked. We just need to build it from the ground up. And then that way, that any problems, we'll know exactly what's happening rather than trying to backtrack when we don't know. We have no contact with the previous developer, which makes things extremely, extremely difficult. And we have really poor communication with the marketing team. So we'll just completely do it from scratch. I offered to just do it for free until she could afford to pay, until her revenue got back to normal. And then, so it was like a massive overhaul of things, which would have been really stressful as well for her to make all of those changes again after having such a poor experience the first time.
Yes.
And then, so we went through it, changed everything up, got new marketing people involved, which includes yourself, and now she's like smashing it out of the park, and I almost never have to touch that website ever. It's awesome. It was pretty cruisy. It was pretty cruisy in like getting it rebuilt to look the same, but the thing that was the hardest, I think, was trying to, it's hard to explain, so it's like trying to fix the issues in terms of marketing that had been done was probably the hardest. So like all of the broken links and stuff was still happening on her old site, and so trying to find what the links originally should have been and what Google was flagging as the links, and then making sure all of her products, all of her pages and everything is fixed from the new website. That's like extremely time consuming and a little bit difficult, but I think taking the time to do it clearly paid off in the fact that there wasn't much of a cutover period of things being not working well or anything like that. And so straight away, pretty well, we started seeing better results and things weren't dropping off and stuff like that. So that was awesome. I think it was literally within the first couple of months is when it started flipping upwards. So it was pretty consistent. And then with bringing the new marketing team and everything, it just started going higher and higher and higher, which really indicated that the previous people weren't doing the right thing as well, I think. Heaps of stuff wasn't being utilised correctly. Yeah. And now, I don't know to record what she's earning now, but it was over, I think last month it was around 30K, and previously she'd been doing about 10K a month. So that's wicked. Yeah, I'm really happy for her. She deserves it after all the stress to have that success as well.